Hey everybody, it's Coach Sybil here. So I'm going to do a quick tutorial. I may break this up into segments or I may do it all in one, but either way, hopefully this will help you understand how to put the MetaTrader 4 on your mobile devices. I will be using an Android-based device, my smartphone, but you can do this from on different platforms. Okay, so I'm going to log in into the LQDFX, and this is what it looks like on your phone once you're in there. I'm going to scroll down to the bottom, and here on the lower right side it says download. I'm going to tap that, and here it is. You see the top one says MT4 Windows download. That's if you were on your laptop or Windows based computer or desktop. Then you see you have MT4 Android and MT4 iOS. All right, so the MT4 Android is what we're going to use, but this is also something you can use on the iPhone. Again, I'm going to be using an Android device, so I'm going to select the middle selection of download. All right. When you hit that, it's going to open the Google Play, because that's the platform that I use to download my apps for my Android. Because I already have it installed, you just see open. But if this is your first time installing Meta4 on your Android mobile device, click install, allow it to finish the process, and then you can click open. And this is your Meta4. But I'm going to show you how to get to it from the icon as well. So you don't always have to go through the Play Store just to open it, okay? So notice this icon I'm moving. That's my Meta4, my MetaTrader 4. I'm going to click that or tap it, and there it is. It opened up. So you notice I only have, this is my market watch. Notice I only have one pair showing, GPB, JPY. It's not moving because at current time market is closed. But for purposes of this tutorial, I just want to get you guys comfortable with knowing how to add your pairs to your market watch and other sorts of things that you can do with your Meta4 for your mobile device. So up in the upper right corner, well, first let's come down here at the bottom. I'm going to tap the icons on the below at the bottom. Notice we have a double arrow that's blue, and then the rest of the symbols are black or white. When it's blue, that's what screen you're looking at. So I'm going to click on the candles, and that brings up your actual chart. All right. Then I'm going to click on the symbol next to that, and this will give you what your balance is. And if you were actively in trades, this will show you how much money you're making or not, if you're in a positive or negative, and what the dollar amount is. This little thing next to it is just a history of whatever you've done. You have a calendar up at the top, and you can actually tap that to determine what your history is. You can set the time frames that you want to check, whether it's daily, today, last week, or custom set period. Like let's say you want to do the last 6 weeks. So that little calendar symbol will get you there. The dollar sign symbol basically is what your just representation of a drop down of what symbols you want to check on. And then this little double arrow is just a way to indicate that you want your information to be ascending or descending. All right. So the next tab next to that at the bottom is your news. I don't often see much news pop up here. So please, guys, continue to go to whatever news app that you're accustomed to using to get the most updated information. Then you have messages. If you have your Meta4 on your desktop set to give you alerts, here is where it would come up if you don't have it set up to send you an actual text. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the first tab with the double arrows, and here we see the market watch window again. As I previously mentioned, we only have one pair, so I'm going to show you how to add your pairs. In the upper right corner, you will notice that there's a cross and then the pencil. I want to focus on the cross. So when I tap that, here you have a list of things. You got the Forex majors, the minors, metals, energies, indices, commodities, Forex TRY, Forex cross, and Forex exotics. We're going to touch on the major, which is the very first one. And notice it has the EUR GBP, the USD, EUR USD, GPP USD, NZD USD, USD CAD, USD Chef, USD JPY. Majors are anything with the USD associated with the pair, be it in the front or the back of the pair. But anything that's paired with the US dollar is considered the major. So if you want to add these symbols into your market watch, what you do is you just tap it one time, every pair that you want. And notice your menu is decreasing until they're all gone. Now all you have showing is your Forex miners. But I'm going to back up so you can see now I don't only just have one set of pairs like I did earlier. Now I have quite a few. So clicking on the cross, you can go into your miners. You can go into metals. You can go into energies. You can go into indices. You can go into commodities. You can go into Forex TRYs. You can go into Forex Cross. And then the Forex Exotics. Okay. So I'm not going to add any more because I don't want this tutorial to be long, but now at least you know how to go through and add what you want. Now I want to talk about how to put it in some type of an alphabetized system or whatever system works for you. Because we got GBP, EURs, then another GPP, then the NZD, then the USD. So maybe I just want all of the pairs kind of grouped together. Well, now I want to draw your attention to the pencil. If you tap that, here you'll see all the pairs that you have, but there's a little 3 lines on the left of, to the left of the letters of the pairs. If you put your finger on it, it highlights to gray. And now you can slide them down to wherever you want it to be. Let it go. All right. And this will allow you to determine if you want your USD pairs on the top or you want to group them at the bottom, whatever's your choice. Once you're done, you can hit back. If you decide, well, you know what? I only want my majors. I don't want to have GPP, JPY. Hit the pencil. Notice the little garbage can symbol right here in the upper right corner to the right of the cross. If you click that, there's some check boxes that come up on the right underneath it. Whichever pair you decide you no longer want in your market watch, select the check box for that pair. Because GBP JPY is the default one that shows, it won't allow me to select that one to be deleted. So I'm going to select the EUR GPP. The check box is there. If you notice to the right, to the left of the garbage can symbol, there's like 2 boxes with 2 check marks. Well, if you click that, it would just pretty much select everything on this screen. If you touch it again, it will now remove any check boxes. If I leave just one check box selected, hit the garbage can button, the pair is no longer a part of that list. I'm going to back up. If I decide later on, oh, you know what, I do want to add that back, go to the plus sign, you have all of your folders, click on the majors, tap it, and it's back on your list. Okay, good deal. So now what we want to do is we're going to go to the chart. Here is something that I want you to take notice of. Notice that my chart is blue and red predominantly. All right, you got the green line and orange line. One is the ask price and one is the show price. So those 2 things are similar to the chart that we have. Then you see the candles. If you want to select a different pair while you're in the chart without going back to your market watch, the little dollar sign symbol that's kind of in the middle of the 5 icons on the right top side, click that and there you get a drop down list of all your symbols. Simply select another one and you will see that it changed. Okay, cool. So you are able to zoom in and out, not as much as you can on the desktop, but once you add your indicators, you will see that you'll be able to pan out and spread them back in. All right. You can move to the left or to the right to kind of get an idea of where market is. Sometimes as you move, it will automatically pan out based on which is the longest candle and where market is right now and the last such move. So notice in blue, I am in EUR USD for a 15-minute chart. If you want to change the time frame, then you will have to go to the little clock symbol. Here you got the minute, 5-minute, 15-minute, 30, hour, 4-hour, day, week, and month. Much like what's on the desktop application. So we'll change this to an hour chart by selecting the H1, and notice it changed on the blue writing. And here you have an hour chart. All right. If you want to go back to the 15, hit the little clock symbol, touch the 15, and there you have it. Okay. So the two things that we want to draw your attention to, you have this F symbol and then the cross. When we select the F, it brings up a list of indicators. So I'm going to back up because there's another way that you can add indicators and symbols. Tap your screen somewhere where there isn't any candles or lines and see this wheel that popped up. Here you can manipulate the time and go to a different chart, as well as going to the clock. Or tapping the screen, now you notice you have the F symbol, the cross, and then you have something that's a triangle, circle, and a square. We'll talk about that in a little bit. All right, so those are the two ways that you would get to the F symbol. The F symbol is a list of your indicators. Now, notice this is very similar to what's in the MT4 that you have on your computer. You got your trend, you got the oscillators, you have volume, and then you have the Bill Williams. So these are pretty basic. They're standard. They come with your MT4. As you know, we do the moving average. So see the moving average there. If you touch it, it's going to pull up the parameters that you want to enter. Guys, you should already have those parameters. It is the exact same that you would enter on your computer as it would be on this phone. So if you're doing the 10 pips and dip strategy, you would use two moving averages. One of them would be set at a 10 for the period. The other one will be set at 50. So we're going to tap that. We're going to delete it. And we're going to put 50. We notice that it's exponential and that is closed. And so that's pretty much the same way we have it when it comes to what we have on our desktop. The styles, notice that it's 3 pixels. This is the thickness of the line. If you want a thinner line, you want to be at 1 or 2. If you want a thicker line, then you'll be at 3 or 4. Mine's is set for 3. Then here you have levels. If you click the pencil, it will open up a section where you can apply a color. All right, I'm going to choose blue and I'm going to make the pixels a 3 because I want to be able to see this color. All right, if I decide that I don't want it, hit the garbage can symbol, and the same thing applies. If you select that checkbox and hit the garbage can symbol, it will delete this setting. But I want to keep it, so I'm going to click this checkbox on the left. Now that I'm done, I'm just simply going to go back, which is this arrow pointing to the left under where my time is, and it's set. Now I click done, and notice my line is now showing. Do you see that? Do you see the blue line going along with my candles? That is awesome. Now I'm going to click the F symbol again, and see here I have the moving average already there. If I touch it, I can edit it. If I don't want to edit it, I'll simply click done. If I want to add another moving average, I will touch it, and then the F with the plus sign is where you would touch again. Here you have your moving averages show up again. Click it. Now, instead of the 50, this is a 10 pip and dip strategy. This is going to be a 10. I need this to be white. So I'm going to go down here to the pencil, and I'm going to change this to white. And instead of 3 pixels, I'm going to make it a little thinner so I'll be able to identify it on my phone a little better. I put it at 2 pixels. I'm going to backspace. I'm going to click done, and voila. This is the 10 pip and dip strategy. Now I'm going to show you how to go about changing your candles. All right. So touch your screen and you have your wheel pop up. But on the upper left hand side, you have the 3-line menu that if you touch it, it will open up a menu to the left of your chart. Drawing your attention to the third from the bottom says settings. Click that. You have a whole bunch of settings here that you can go through. But what I want to draw your attention to for purposes of this training, we want to go to colors. See, it's right there above the messages in bold. Clicking on colors, this will bring up the similar thing that you would use when you are setting the colors of your chart. You have your foreground, what color you want it to be, the grids, if you want them showing, volumes, if you want it showing. Bar up, I'm going to change my color to aqua. Bar down is a cell. I'm going to leave that as red, but I'm going to choose a brighter red. My bull candle, which is an upward move, I'm going to make it the same color as my bar up. And the same goes for my bear candle, which is a cell. I'm going to do the same thing. The chart lines, I don't really mess with. You can make it whatever color you want. Your bid price, I'm going to do, I want to do a pale green, but they don't have that here. So I'm just going to use an ugly, dark, yellowish color. And my bid price, my ask price is going to be that color. My stop levels are going to be red. Once I'm done and I'm satisfied and I've set my background to black, you can change it to black or white. I prefer black. I'm going to click done. Then I'm going to click on the symbol for my chart. And there it is. There are my candles. I just zoomed in as we do on smartphones, kind of just spreading my middle finger and my index finger in a diagonal movement, and that expands it. And then when I collapse it, it gets smaller, okay? So that's how you manipulate zooming in on your chart if you wanted to get a closer look at your candles. All right, now I'm going to zoom back out. Well, that's how you set up your 10 pip and dip strategy, the template for it. Once you have this set, it will not change unless you change it. So if you close it out and reopened it, it will reopen to this very same way. To add the fractals, you can hit your F up at the top, hit the F with the plus in the circle, go down to Bill Williams, and here you have your fractals. When you tap on it, mine is already set to yellow. Click done, and there are your fractals. All right, see them there? Perfect. So hopefully this tutorial has helped you understand how to put your moving averages in. If you are doing the Gulf of Mexico, then you would use those parameters or those coordinates for your moving averages, and you would have 3. Remember, there's the mayo, the ketchup, and the mustard. The mayo is a 5 moving average. The ketchup would be red, and it would be a 100 moving average. And the mustard would be yellow at a 200 moving average. You would set it the same way by hitting the F, then hitting the F with the plus sign, and adding the moving averages that you need. Now, what I want to show you is how you delete. Here I'm at this screen and I decide I want to delete one of them. If you hit that garbage can, you will get a menu, and all you have to do is select and hit the garbage can, and it will delete that particular one you selected. I'll go back to my screen and notice I only have my 10 moving average for the 10 pips and dip strategy. Well, I'm going to want to change that because now I want to set up my Gulf of Mexico. So I'm going to change that white moving average to my mayo, which is at a 5. I'm going to click done. I'm going to hit the function to add another moving average by hitting the function and a plus sign. Tapping on moving average. Now I need to change this 5 to a 100. And I need to come down here to levels and change this style Let me click on color. I'm going to make that a 2 pixel. Or maybe it just doesn't want me to change the color. Not a problem. We're going to delete. We'll select them all. Delete it. We're going to add this to be a 2 pixel. All right, I'm having fun. So I'm going to back up. And then I'm going to click on Style, Levels. Let me back up the pencil. 2 pixel. And I'm not having much luck with bringing up my colors. But that's okay. I'm going to delete. I digress. All right, so I'm going to back up. And you notice here, you're at the 100. And you'll click Done. Well, your 100 is now a white line. So now I'm going to hopefully go in and show you how to change the white line so that it will be a different color. By me going back in, it now has the color drop down. I'm going to change it to red. I'm going to change the pixel to a 2. I'm going to back up. I'm going to back up again. And I'm going to back up one more time. And now we notice, hang on, let me go back in. This is so much fun. But you're getting to learn how to change your colors. All right. Cool. So hopefully now that will stick. And our moving average is now red. Now we got to add one more moving average. The mustard. Doing the same process, changing that to a 200. Right? Going to the levels, changing that to a yellow. Going back, making sure everything's stuck. And we should have our mustard. So now, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at your Gulf of Mexico strategy. You got the ketchup on the bottom, the mustard on the top. So we would typically be looking for sell opportunities if market was open. If you turned your phone to the side, you will have an easier view of your chart. But notice that some of your symbols are gone. You don't have the menus that you did at the top. If you want to bring up your stuff, simply tap and notice that now you have your time frames here on the side, on the left. Tap the screen again and you can just touch whichever time frame you want. Tap the screen again and notice your menu is now on the right hand side, your function. And I'm going to lastly show you how to add a line if that's what you desire to do. Tapping the screen, notice there's the square, circle, and the triangle again. You can add a horizontal. I'm going to delete these. All right. So you can add a vertical line, a horizontal line, a trend by angle, cycle lines, arrow lines. You can even go into the channels and your gain lines, your Fibonacci's, your Elliott's, and even add a shape. So whichever one you select is going to come up and your line will be added. And if you want it, wherever you touch on the screen, that hot pink line is where I set it. If I wanted to manipulate it, all I had to do was tap it, tap the screen, touch the symbols, and there's my horizontal line. If I touch it, now it brings up that if I want to change the point that it's in, I can type it in. If I wanted to apply it to a different pair, there I have it. You can change the time frames and even down to changing the color. Okay, click done, and there you have it. There are other things you can add, but at least now you know how to get to the menu. Okay, if you want to delete the line, you just simply touch the screen, go to your square, circle and triangle. See the line there? Click your garbage can symbol, select the checkbox, hit the OK, the trash can sign, and notice your sign is now gone. Your line is now gone. If you want to take a trade using your phone, this little square with the plus sign that's all the way to the right, if you touch that, that brings up your market execution. Notice at the bottom, market is closed, so it will not allow me to take any trades. But for purposes of this video, I will still show you. Notice you got sell. We know market is closed. Touching the plus sign or buy. Well, that's how you process a trade. No matter what screen you're on, that square with the plus sign is on that screen, whether you're looking at your charts or you're looking at your balance history. Okay. So guys, hopefully I've helped you maneuver around in your MetaTrader 4 for your phone. Hopefully you'll feel more comfortable getting into your Meta 4 on your phone and just playing around with it a little bit. All right. If you are going to your market watch, if you tap on one of the pairs, it gives you a menu. You can do a new order. That's another way to place an order. You can open chart and it'll get you right there. Or you can do symbol properties, which I don't mess with, or symbol view mode. All right. So guys, hopefully again, this has helped you understand. Notice, I want to point something else out too. Notice here underneath the pairs, you got the time and then you have your spread. You got 24 under the EUR USD. Under the GPB USD, you have 20. Under the GPB JPY, you have 45. These are your spreads. This is what you want to look for when the leaders of the group says take a trade for a buy or sell and set your stop loss for 20 pips and the spread. Notice each pair has a different spread. For market execution, you're going to have to go through showing yourself how to place a new order. This right here on the left side is where you can set either your take profit or your stop loss. All right. So guys, this is basically, and then you hit buy or sell. Basically, this is how you know how to get into a trade. If you want to change the pair, always go to your dollar sign and change the pair to whatever you want it to be. If you want to change your lot size to make sure you're not over leveraging, you can either highlight and type what you want, or you can just add it along on the side where the plus sign is, add plus 0.01 or subtract 0.01. Okay. Hit buy or sell and you are good to go. So guys, I hope this answered some of your questions on how to handle your MetaTrader 4 on your phone. I look forward to having any questions. If I can answer them for you, I'd be glad to. But please, guys, do not hesitate to reach out to one of the leaders of the group. And we'll be glad to help you as much as we can. We look forward to trading with you. And I pray, again, that this is helpful to you. Thank you and take care.